Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Aussie Formula Racing Tier 1 here, Season 6, Round 13 from Monte Carlo in Monaco. Big fan and driver favourite here at Monte Carlo. Has a bit of a reputation for being difficult to overtake, but as you'll soon see, the last couple of seasons we've had a lot of action, a few overtakes, fair bit of strategy come into play, and a lot of safety cars here at this 3.3 kilometre circuit, 19 turns. This is the shortest track, but the slowest average speed of our 19 corners here. Expecting dry for the race in Tier 1. And here, between turns 1 and 5, we had a little bit of action between Mikau, Major Pain, Big Al and Shrimp. Season 5 going through centre pivot. Had Mikau there in front, just touching the wall, and then a little bit of a brake check on the Alfa Romeo of Shrimp, damaging a bit of wing. To go through Casino. And unfortunately, Big Al just losing the rear there on the bump. Going into the wall. So a few really tricky corners here. Yes, Ali, Big Al is your brother. We had here Pacey and Impulse. Mirabeau Hort. And yeah, Pacey just a good hip and shoulder into the barrier there. Down at the Grand Hotel hairpin last season, we had Flyboy and Bandcamp, a little bit of contact, and Flyboy having a bit of an issue there, going straight into the tyre wall at the hairpin. And somehow to survive retirement, did bring out the full safety car, but you can see the Mercedes there losing his entire front wing. Having to limp it home to get that replaced. The Nouvelle Chicane, very infamous corner. We have Shrimp on Lotus in Season 4, getting stuck together. You can't really go side by side through there. You have to be very late on the brakes and completely shut out the driver in front of you. Give them no room, but you can see it's quite difficult. This is an example of how you do it. Bandcamp on Flyboy does the dummy on the outside and switches to the inside. Very late on the brakes. And the racing point there had to yield the position to the Renault driver. At La Rascasse, Silver and Shrimp. Silver with a very ambitious move here. Managed to get it done nice and cleanly. It's very similar to Charles Leclerc doing it in 2019 in real life. Managed to get it done pretty nicely there. Of course, we do have an example of how that doesn't work. Same corner, Silver tried it on Geordie and yeah, just collecting the Renault's rear tyre. They stuck together a little bit. The McLaren hitting the wall, losing his front wing, and then losing the rear straight into the pit wall as well. And that was his race done and dusted. All right, the guys are out on the track. We'll switch over, and we've got Bandcamp here in the commentary box with me. How are you tonight?
Very good. Thank you for having me.
That's all right. Pleasure as always. I believe we've actually got Apollo Pepsi's already on a flying lap. He's always one of the first ones to go out. So 15 minutes in this qualifying session. Bring up some of the information for you all to enjoy.
So a bit of a weather update. So dry qualifying obviously and a dry race, but apparently a little bit of cloud around. So
always possible we'll get some rain. So Apollo Pepsi there setting the first lap with 1 minute 10.775. And yes, Ali, that was the last time we saw Silver. He actually got disqualified from that race. We had a lobby restart, I believe, between qualifying and the race, and he did not choose his required tyres. And then, of course, he did get a few penalties as well for the collisions in that race. I think a few times he tried to get past Shrimp at the Nouvelle Chicane and didn't pull it off at all. We've got Mikau setting 109.347, Trin setting 109.394, and Geordie with a 109.403. Smitty, 109.167, the Ferrari driver. Great banker lap there. And T-Mac setting a 110.0, so I would expect this to be getting well into the 108s, given that this is just everyone's banker laps at the moment. Possibly we might see the odd 107 if Mikau can turn it on. I know that he's very good at this track during qualifying. As we saw in the highlights though, he found himself a bit out of position in the last couple of races.
Ooh, Pacey.
109.1, this is one of Pacey's favourite tracks. I remember back in season 4, I believe he came out of retirement to do a one-off race in the McLaren. Didn't quite work out for him, but a bit like Alonso's comeback. Oh no, it was Button's comeback, that's right, for McLaren when Alonso went off to do Indy. Didn't quite work out for him, unfortunately, but...
No peeing in the seats tonight.
That's right. speaking of reserves, I don't think we've got any time. We might have Seb coming in to fill in for Sid's Red Bull. I think he was going to make qualifying, but we'll see him not too long. We've got to jump on board. Jacob must have gone very deep at the Raskas. Nearly hitting the wall there. I don't think we'll have too many problems with track limits here at Monaco. Basically, if you exceed the track limits, you're in the barrier. Of course, turn 1, St. Devot, and also down at, I think it's turn 10, which is the Nouvelle Chicane. We might see a few extensions there. It's a very, very tricky corner, especially if you're going side by side. Basically, every other corner on the track, I don't think you're going to have too much worry about getting warnings, but you might lose a wing or, worst case scenario, a bit of suspension. With Potsy now in the upper Romeo, coming out of the tunnel, heading into the Nouvelle Chicane. Ooh, takes a lot of curves. Surprised that the game's actually allowing that to a valid corner. A lot of commitment. Swimming pool. Oh, he hits the wall there. On the exit of the swimming pool, comes into the Raskas. Bit of a lock up on the front right. And back onto the pit straight. And what time's he set? It's a 109.203, so good enough for P4 at the moment. Currently provisional pole is 109.123. We've got Big Al on his lap at the moment as Panda has left the session. And
I think he was on a lap as well.
Oh, it's a shame. Beaver's actually retired, so interesting. He'll be starting at the back of the field, assuming everyone else sets at least one valid lap.
I'm not sure if that's a penalty points issue or...
No, I don't think so. It's my understanding is he doesn't have enough penalty points to warrant that, but could be a strategic thing. Maybe he doesn't want to get caught up in any drama at the front.
Last to first challenge on Monaco.
Go long, put on the hards to start, just go 20 odd laps. Oh, as you see, that's another thing the stewards have actually given out an advice there. Big Al first into the 108s with a 108.951. You saw there the I think it was a Alpha Tauri of, I think that's Matsoy, just came out of the pits in front of Big Al there as he completed his lap, and it really does spit you out right onto the racing line there. So the stewards have given a directive that drivers need to make sure they stay out of that pit exit lane when they're on the racing line, and the drivers coming out of the pits need to be very careful that they stay within that pit exit line as well. We don't want to have any incidents on that pit straight. We're going to jump down now to Mikau on the racing point. He's just starting his lap. He's coming through Centre Vot now. A lot of commitment there, nearly touching the wall on the exit. Comes up the hill as Panda rejoins the session. So got the racing point going through Massenet, now Casino. Bit of an awkward corner, very easy to lose the rear as you saw in the intro. Comes into Mirabeau, top of the hill, coming down now into the Grand Hotel Chicane. Taking a lot of curve on the inside there, easy on the throttle. Goes down through Mirabeau 2. And around through Portier, then through the beautiful tunnel we've got here on the run to the Nouvelle Chicane. Very scenic track this one. Comes through nicely, taking a lot of curve on the inside, getting on the throttle nice and early on the run down. Now to the back. Big commitment, blind corner, uses all of the track, comes into the swimming pool section now, taking as much curve as he possibly can. Great commitment, he's actually hit the wall there, I'm not sure if he's picked up any wing damage from that. Now comes into the Raskas. Tricky corner, very low grip, gets on the throttle nice and early, opens the DRS, straight along the pit straight, and he sets a 109.234, so he improves by a tenth, but he's still just down in 6th place, and I think hitting that barrier in the exit of the swimming pool what cost him there. The rest of the lap looks very tidy as Seb, BDE Madden himself, has joined the session, so he'll most likely, well, he might get a couple of laps in, but he's immediately left the session. So it looks like his internet is not playing ball this evening.
Some things never change.
Everyone will remember season 4. He had a pretty shocking race. He desynced and ended up a lap ahead of the entire field when he rejoined. I think he set a lap time of what, 7 seconds or something?
Yeah.
Something ridiculously low like that. So Smitty now on his run down the hill now. So doing very well for himself. 109.167. Ferrari doing quite well. Only a couple of tenths behind him is his teammate. Comes into the Nouvelle Chicane now. Taking a lot of curve, not invalidating. So well. Into back now. Oh, great commitment there. A little shift down just to make sure he made it. He's gone purple in sector 2 now, and he's nearly 2/10 up on his time. That will be nearly good enough for provisional pole. He comes into Larascas a little bit deep, but he opens up the steering, goes on the throttle, turns it in for the final corner. Nice and early on the throttle. He's run out of deployment and his ERS, and he comes across the line, improves by a 10th. He goes P2 with a 109.065. Big Al's time still holding strong, a 10th clear of the rest of the field. And jumps down to T-Mac and the Mercedes coming into Nouvelle Chicane now. Oh, he goes very deep there in the second part of the chicane. And will cost him a little bit. Comes into the back now, turns in nice and early, but he has just grazed the outside wall as he comes to the swimming pool section now. Some blind corners here. He can take a lot of curve and get away with it now in this game. In previous games, you could not do that. We are on streaks as well, so the game's quite lenient this time around. Comes to the pit straight now, comes up to DRS. He's got a little bit more DRS deployment available to him than we saw Smitty. Oh, as he nearly collides someone on the exit of the pit lane, but he goes provisional pole with a 108.8. And again, I think that was Pacey this time. He's just come out of the pits. No, that was Matsuoid again, just coming out of the pits right as the driver's on that racing line. Going to jump on board with the Alfa Romeo of Potsy as Seb does rejoin. Hopefully he's all good this time. Don't think Potsy's on a flying lap, judging by his throttle application. They're going to jump on board with Geordie now in the Williams, who's coming down the hill now. Goes purple in sector 1. Coming into the Grand Hotel hairpin now.
Apollo Pepsi is about to cross the line, and I think he's going to improve.
Yeah, up to 15th to the 110.095.
Yes. Very, very tight at the moment. So only 3 people managing to get into the 108s.
Yeah, Trin just pipping Big Al there as well, but about 800ths of a second off teammate. But let's keep an eye on Geordie. He's just got purple in sector 2 as well. He looked like he was quite a few tenths up on his time. He's nearly lost it in the exit of the swimming pool chicane though. He's gone very deep into Larascas as well, and he's come straight into the pit.
No.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. He was on a very quick lap and he just ruined that final sector there. Very unfortunate him. We're going to jump on board with Big Al, who is Ali's brother, and we will see how he does on this lap. Comes into the last couple of corners now. Oh, FIBA does have a qualifying ban, apparently. Big Al comes across the line now. He improves by 3/10, goes provisional pole with a 108.639. So he's a couple of tenths clear now of the Mercedes of T-Mac. And we're going to jump down to Panda, who's had a rough run of races so far this season, and he comes straight into the pits. So we're going to jump on board with Pacey and the AlphaTauri, who's again purple in sector 2. A little bit of a wobble in the exit of the swimming pool into Larascas, keeps it nice and tight. Wall on the inside, again nice and tight on that final corner, hugs the pit wall, nearly takes out the poor bloke hanging out the sign, and he comes across the line, provisional pole with 108.541. Great lap there from the AlphaTauri driver. Going to jump on board with his teammate now, Matsuoid, coming through the swimming pool section now as well. Very tidy through the swimming pool, comes into Larascas again, keeping it nice and tight. The AlphaTauri boys doing a fair bit of practice this week by the looks of the Discord, and comes into the pit straight now. Great control under throttle. Comes across the line, goes P9 with the 109.302. I believe everyone else is in the pits, except for the Big Al, who's got ERS off. Potsy has got ERS off as well. Mikhail might be on a flying lap now.
Currently a Honda front row lockout.
Absolutely. Mikhail coming up to a bit of traffic to the hill. He's 2.5 tenths up on his time. That'll be good enough to get him into the 108s, and it was purple in the first sector. Got a bit of traffic in front of him in AlphaTauri. Not sure if they're on a flying lap. Hopefully they do stay out of the way there on the inside, just near Mirabeau. Goes into the tunnel now on the run to the Nouvelle Chicane. Pretty tidy lap so far. Brakes just about the 75-metre mark. A little bit deep. He had to have a couple of bites at the turn-in as well. I think he might have turned in just a little bit too early there. Comes into the back as well. Great commitment. A little shift down just to make sure he can make the corner into the swimming pool section. Taking a lot of curve. A little bit wide on the exit of the curve though, and he does hit that wall. Made the angle a little bit more difficult than it needs to be. To Larascas, and a little bit late onto the throttle. Comes across the finish line. Improves by half a second. 108.737. A couple of tenths off pole though. I reckon if he can just sort out that little bit of the swimming pool, I reckon he'll be well and truly on that front row. We're got a Panda on his outlap. We're going to jump on board with him. There's a few other cars on their outlap as well, but no one else is doing a flyer. I think Seb's actually given up connecting. Looks like he's got some computer issues at home.
Oh no, speak of the devil.
Oh, he's rejoined. Never mind.
Well, Geordie's about to start a flying lap.
Let's jump on board with the Williams driver. Comes across the DRS line, and let's go for a lap on board with the Williams. Comes up into centre pivot, taking a lot of curve on the inside, doesn't invalidate, so he's got a nice run up the hill through Beau Rivage. You can really see how much of a steep climb it is. He comes up into Massenet, keeps it nice and tight, and then right-hander for the Casino. And run across to Mirabeau 1. Doesn't quite tuck it in as nicely as you'd expect as he comes down into the Grand Hotel chicane. Doesn't take as much curve. We saw Mickout take a little bit earlier into Mirabeau 2. And then to Portier, and keeps it nice and tight. A little short shift up to third just to control the wheel spin on the exit. Goes through the tunnel now. Pretty tidy first sector. Definitely wasn't the quickest that we've seen, but no mistakes there. Into the Nouvelle chicane. Brakes at about the 75-metre mark, taking a lot of curve, a little bit of lock up there, and he runs a bit deep on the exit. Not hurt him too much. Now coming across into what's that, tobacco, and then through the swimming pool section. Great commitment. Blind corners everywhere, so if someone's had a little spin in front of you, cannot see anything. Comes into the Raskas.
3/10 up at the split.
Yeah, not too bad at all. It'll put him up into around about 7th place. And he goes P9, so he lost a little bit of time in that third sector. Only improving up to a 109.1. Going to jump on board with Big Al now, who's going through the Grand Hotel chicane now. Got about a minute 45 left in the session, so most drivers will have another flying lap to go. A little bit of traffic in the tunnel. Big Al having to negotiate that. Racing Point staying off to the left now. Oh, and look at them all. They're all queuing up in the Nouvelle chicane runoff area, trying to stay out of the way. Mercedes and a Ferrari there. And look at all that traffic coming through the Nouvelle chicane now. Big Al goes purple in the second sector, but he's still about 300s down in his time. Nearly loses the rear there in the exit of the swimming pool into La Rascasse now. A lot of drivers taking second gear just to control that wheel spin. Throttle nice and early. Comes across the finish line. And he doesn't improve. 800s down in his time. Jump on with T-Mac. Oh, he's not on a flying lap. I'm not sure if it's invalidated, but there's traffic.
He was one of the cars pulled to the side, getting out of the way.
So I'm going to jump back to Trin in the Ferrari. He's coming through Mirabeau 2. Oh, sorry, that's Portier. Trin, amazing commitment there. Goes purple in the second sector. He's up by nearly a 10th. Oh, and he's invalidated on the exit of the swimming pool. And that's his lap done. I'm going to jump a little bit further back. I think we've got a Red Bull of Seb who's actually on a flying lap. Where is he? I'm pressing the wrong button. There he is. As T-Mac is retired from the session, he's in the pits, so it shouldn't impact anyone on their flies. And here we go. With Madden himself, we're going to stay on board for the entire lap here. He'll be the first one to come across the line, I believe. Oh, sorry, he'll be the last one to come across the line. Let's get to the end of the session. It's Panda, we've lost, there's a couple of cars there. I've parked it up on the inside. Seb catching up a little bit of traffic. Oh, he loses the rear. Through the exit of Mirabeau into the Grand Hotel hairpin. Pass straight on at Portier. So comes up to the Nouvelle chicane, taking a lot of curb. Looks pretty tidy so far from the Red Bull reserve driver. Oh, he's nearly hit the outside wall. Oh, and again turning right as he comes through the exit of swimming pool. Through La Rascasse. Nice and tidy. Come across the finish line. What is it? It's a 109.4, I think. Yeah, P12 for Seb, not bad. As you can see, Pacey has set pole position with a 108.541. Big Al in P2 with 108.6. So we've got a Honda locked out front row. We got Mick Allen P3, T-Mac 4th, Potsy 5th, Trin 6th, Panda 7th, Smitty 8th, Geordie 9th, and Matsoid 10th. We've got Artanis, Seb, Pondon, Flyboy, and we've got, I believe, 1 second covers the top 12. We've got combined stars of Polypepsi, Wahid, Jacob, and Fiba with his quali band. And Wahid actually has a 5-place grid penalty, so there must have been a little incident there during the qualifying session. But yeah, 1.5 seconds covering the whole grid, so great effort by everyone there. And I don't think anyone actually retired on track, so very interesting that that's got to be one of the first times I think we've had that in the qualifying session in Tier 1. Thank you very much, Tim de Klerk, for the follow. We're just waiting for all the drivers to load into the race session. I'll be picking their strategies. Of course, everyone in the top 10 will be starting on the soft tyre that they qualified on, but everyone outside the top 10 will have free choice. I'd expect them to start on the medium tyre. The hard tyre is a little bit slower, but yeah, you never know. It's all very easy to get a bit of wing damage here, so I'd expect them to go on a little bit of a quicker tyre. But Benkamp, what's your expectations for the race and the strategy to play out?
Well, I think keeping your wing intact is going to be key. That's pretty obvious, but around here it's a pretty hard task. Overtaking is going to be very difficult, so track position is going to be king. I think we're going to see an interesting first lap, and I'm expecting maybe 2 safety cars at some point.
Just the 2?
So,
I think we had a record of 4 either last season or the season before.
It's possible, but I think we might only get 2 here,
okay.
And I think people will possibly gain and lose out around those safety cars. But yeah, it's going to be very interesting. If you get damaged wing here, you're going to be almost easier to overtake. Well, it is easier to overtake, but yeah. We'll have to see. Lap 1 is all... Yeah, a lot weighs on it, that's for sure.
So so we've got Artanis, Pondon, and Flyboy opting for the soft tyre outside the top 10. Everyone else is on the medium except for Jacob, who's split strategy with his teammate, who's starting on the medium. So interesting. Yeah, I'd expect most people to try and go as long as possible. As we said, track position is king here, so you really want to be staying out as long as you possibly can. The undercut may work, but if you get stuck behind traffic, that's basically giving your advantage away. So, yeah, I think stay out as long as possible, pit if there's a safety car, and then just go long into the race. So, hopefully, just be as consistent as possible as well, because if there is a late safety car that punches up the field, if you've racked up a few penalties, it's going to really hurt you as well. So, hopefully our drivers have done plenty of practice. Wonder how they're going to go into turn 1. It's probably one of the biggest opportunities to get some overtakes done into turn 1 and that run up the hill. Yeah, whether or not they're brave enough or it's silly enough to make a move into Saint Devote. We all know Jeff's little pep talk he does on the grid before a Monaco single player race is no heroics into Saint Devote.
Also, I don't think tyre deg's very high around here, so I think the softs should go a decent way into the race.
Yeah, I'd expect, unless someone has issues at the very start, it should be a soft medium 1 stop. And obviously the medium runners at the back will be going medium to soft, and that may actually help them as well, being able to stay out and do a bit of an overcut on the guys who are pitting first. But we'll have to wait and see how it's all going to play out. Just drivers forming up on the grid now. Got a couple more coming through La Rascasse at the moment. Sid, I think pole was a 108.2, 108.3, something like that. Alright, all drivers are on the grid now. Just waiting for the lights to come on. Here we go. Engines revving, lights coming on. And they're away. Looks like a pretty clean start for most of the field. Got a few jostling position towards the back. And it looks like the side-by-side, the Racing Point, the Red Bull, Racing Point cuts that turn 1. Let's have a little bit of a look further back through the field. Looks like everyone's got through there pretty cleanly. They're all sorting themselves out on the run up to the hill. And I think that is probably one of the cleanest starts we've ever had in AFR League Racing history at Monaco.
I'm really not sure about that overtaking to turn 1 from that Racing Point.
That was very dodgy. He would have got a warning for that, and I'm not sure if he would have picked up a penalty either for doing that.
Well, it hasn't given him one, but that's an overtake off the track.
Yeah, I would have thought
Right.
that's gaining an advantage. The stewards might want to look at that post-race, but yeah, Mikau has got past Big Al there at turn 1. We've got a bit of a... Whoa, something's happened at the hairpin. We've got a Renault into the wall. That's Jacob Meister there. Has damaged his wing as well. He got stuck and there was a little bit of a traffic jam there. His teammate was just able to get through. We do have a virtual safety car. Apollo Pepsi and Wahid were caught up behind that. Ali, who is also from the Scuderia... Red Bull, is getting very vocal in the chat for Twitch about that overtake on his brother at turn 1.
Oh, are they brothers? Oh,
They are. If you haven't heard, Big Al and Ali are brothers.
Actually. Oh, wow.
Need to readdress. Ali is already on the phone. He's got Christian Horner is on the blower to the FIA. We've got 3 cars coming to the pits already. So we've got the Pondon, Fever, and Seb all pitting, obviously picking up a bit of wing damage on that opening lap. Jacob Meister stayed out though. He's got that wing damage. I don't know if that's necessarily the right thing to do. He's at the back of the field. He may as well just cop the time now and get it fixed up.
Maybe he feels the car isn't so bad. Maybe he's hoping to get that repaired under a safety car.
Yeah, possibly. I think he's probably hoping that VSC would last a little bit longer than it did.
Because yeah, he's definitely losing time to the cars in front.
Yeah, he's got a bit of a gap behind him though, so he might decide to peel off to the pits once they catch him. So we do have DRS enabled now that we're starting on lap 3. Currently our race leader is Pacey, followed by Mikal, Big Al, T-Mac, Panda, Trin, Potty, Geordie, Smitty and Artanis. Paul Pepsi there setting the fastest lap of the race on the medium tyre. Let's have a quick look while drivers are getting settled into a bit of a rhythm at the winners and losers from the start there. So Mikal and Big Al obviously swapping places there at that turn 1 controversial move. Panda gained 2 positions there. Trin is stationary, but Potsy's lost out there, losing 2. Jordan and Smitty have swapped positions. That has Artanis and Matsui. Stars is up 3 positions. Apollo Pepsi up 1, Wahid up 3, and obviously Condon down 6, and Theodore down 1. No penalties yet. So,
no.
Very interesting, and that's the case.
So Fever and Seb, who pit on lap 1 due to damage put on the hards. Pondon also pit, opted to go on to the mediums.
So the hards should probably last you to the end of the race, I would imagine. If the mediums that Pondon's opted for, probably a bit of a stretch, and they have to come in and do a run on the softs at the very end.
Jacob pitting now.
Got the Renault combined, have a bit of a run there on Flyboy. Not quite getting it done.
Maybe Jacob was just trying to extend because maybe he thinks he can get the mediums to go to the end from here.
Yeah, that's possible as well. So if some of the drivers have done their research, as you see, combined had a very good run there on Flyboy there, and has got the move done through the tunnel section as Jacob Meister's picked up a penalty for corner cutting, the first one of the session, and that would have been at turn 1 Saint Devot. So we've got a fair bit of train forming now at the front of the field. Just going to jump up to Potsy, who's very close to the back of the Ferrari of Trin. We're in a bit of a DRS train though, so very difficult for Potsy to get a good run on the Ferrari. Just a bit of a breakaway group forming at the moment, so there's a bit of a gap, about 2 seconds between Smitty and Artanis for P9 and 10. And that's about a second and a half behind that, and combined a good 4 seconds behind. So outside that top 9 drivers, it's very thin throughout the field. Just going to jump on board with Pacey for a lap and see how our race leader goes about a lap of Monaco, coming to Saint-Devote, taking a lot of curb on the inside, keeping it in third gear on the run up the hill through Beau Rivage.
Mikhail was right up the gearbox of Pacey before, and he's dropped down into the clutches of Big Al now, so I'm not sure if that's a tyre wear issue or he's made a mistake somewhere.
I wonder if it is a little bit of a mistake. It's definitely very close to the back of Pacey, and Pacey now doesn't have much pressure on him at all. Comes down through Portier and into the tunnel. And this is the advantage as well, when you've got that clean air, you can just drive and get into your rhythm. Doesn't have any traffic to worry about at the moment. Just have to do your own thing, watch the tyres and your ERS, and that's it. It's fairly easy going. Whereas everyone behind has to worry about the driver in front, about the driver behind, while trying to keep it out of the barriers as well. So it's very tricky.
Now, Big Al took a lot of curb at the chicane, and I'm pretty sure he would have at least picked up a warning for that. I know he'll be eager to try and get past Mikhail, get that place back, but he needs to remain calm. He can't harm his race in any other way. He needs to focus and try and get that place back. They're pulling away from the cars behind. Gap to T-Mac now is 1.7 seconds. So these guys out front are pushing pretty hard.
Thanks for the follow, Daniel Grinjokes. Tay Jacob trying to do a Mazepan, question mark. I don't think so. I think he's just got caught up in a little bit of drama at the hairpin, so hopefully he'll get a fortuitous safety car that'll punch the fill up for him.
Oh, I have some bad news about Jacob Meister as well.
Oh, as you see Potsy nearly lose the rear in the exit of Nouvelle Chicane.
He's lost his left end plate.
Oh, Jacob. Thanks for the follow, Invade Matt.
Yeah, Pacey now actually slowly starting to pull a little bit of a gap. As I say that, Mikhail takes
a couple of tenths out of him.
3 tenths out of him in the corner.
He's got that Mercedes power though, so on the straighter bits of track, you expect him to last a little bit quicker. Oh, as you see, Smitty having a look on the inside of the Williams. Apollo Pepsi is pit for the hard tyre on the McLaren. Definitely cut the entrance to the Nouvelle Chicane there. And Geordie getting some warnings from race control. As T-Mac, it's a 3-second penalty, track limits. Smitty looks like he's a lot quicker than Geordie at the moment. He's maintained that gap of a couple of tenths. As you can see, Panda coming to the pit, so he's one of the first of the race leaders to pull the trigger for a bit of an undercut. Let's see where he comes out. I think he may actually come out into some clean air behind Combined YouTuber. There's about 20 seconds between Combined and Flyboy, so this may actually be a good call for the Mercedes driver to come out into that clean air.
Yeah.
That's a really good call because he's got all that clean air in front of him and he may be able to go to the end on those medium tyres, so good work by the Mercedes team there with the decision to pit him. Being in that clean air, he'll be able to push really hard now, and if he's able to keep it out of the walls, he may get a pretty decent undercut there. So let's keep an eye on his position. I think he was just behind his teammate there in P5. Let's see where he ends up once all the other pit stops have been completed. He's going to jump a bit further up. Big Al very close to the back of Mikau now, who's dropped at 1.8 seconds off the back of Pacey, so he's struggling through the corners here at Monaco. The straights, he's definitely quicker than Pacey. You can see that delta drop down, but it's now down to 2 seconds. As Pacey comes to the
pitting.
pits, so Pacey's pit, Mikau's pit, Big Al stays out. Here we go, they're going to react to Panda now.
Big Al.
Got the Ferrari and the Alfa Romeo coming into the pits as well. Geordie, the Williams, stays out with the Ferrari of Smitty staying out as well. Tanis there. I'm going to jump aboard with Panda. Let's see, he's coming around through Larascas right now and onto the pit straight. Let's see how he goes. How much of an undercut is he going to get? He's jumped his teammate and he's just behind Mikau. So the undercut has worked. We've got a yellow flag in sector 3. Not sure what that was for, but Trin's got a 3-second penalty for corner cutting. And Panda, has been able to jump his teammate through all of that. So Mercedes giving their second place driver pit priority, and he ends up jumping his teammate. Where have we seen
Unrealistic.
Unrealistic. Oh, well, we've seen that happen when Hamilton's behind Bottas and Hamilton gets called into the pits and undercuts his teammate. We've seen that before.
Yeah, but that's the number 1 driver.
Are you saying T-Mac's the number 1 driver in this lineup?
I don't know who's in Hamilton's car.
Meanwhile, Pacey has managed to get past combined there into the Nouvelle Chicane.
Big Al pulls into the pits. Has he done enough?
So yeah, Pacey getting caught a little bit there in traffic behind combined, and now Mikau's stuck behind him as well. So let's see, Big Al, the Red Bull driver, is coming out of the pits now. We've also got the Williams of Geordie in the pits at the moment. I think Pacey's just cleared him, and he's actually set a purple final sector there. So once he cleared the lines, he's done enough to just hold position there. And Big Al has come out behind Mikau after pit stops as well, so he wasn't quite able to do enough on that flying lap.
He almost lost out to Red Panda, actually.
Yeah, just half a second now between the Mercedes and the Red Bull driver.
But now he does have a lap fresher tyres. So come towards the end of the race, that could be quite important. If we don't have any other safety cars.
Absolutely. So just looking at the drivers who started on their medium tyres, we've got Stars up in P2, Combined in P5. Wahid still down P12, so he really hasn't been able to capitalise from I think that was probably getting caught at the little incident about the hairpin. You can see just how much time he's lost out. The other drivers on the same strategy as him are all in the top 5, so real disappointing for him. Just going to jump back. Wahid and Smitty going to the Nouvelle Chicane. Smitty's got the job done on those fresher tyres, and Wahid going backwards. Going to jump on board with Matsoid, who's right on the back of him as well. Tanis pits, and it's the last of the soft runners to come into the pits. So Mikau has set the fastest lap of the race now, and he's within DRS range of Pacey, who's trying to get past Stars now. We're going to have a look at the run up the hill. Oh, I wonder if Stars is doing this to hold up Pacey to allow Mikau to get into DRS range. So if so, it's great work by the Racing Point driver. Leaves the door open, and he's Pacey trying to play the smart game. Taking too many risks, pushing him through the hairpin though. And I think he's actually got out of the way, so that's fair play to Stars there. Kept out of the way of both Pacey and Mikau. Not trying to hold them up. Jump back to T-Mac, who's making a move on combined into the Nouvelle Chicane, and Renault's actually had to cut the chicane and he's lost out there. Trin's been able to get through as well. Combined really struggling on those medium tyres.
Yeah, they really need to be trying to hold these positions.
Got a yellow flag. That looks like Fever has had a little bit of incident at the Nouvelle Chicane. I think he's actually collected that inside wall. When you turn in a little bit too early, your rear tyre can just catch it and you end up having a little spin. I don't think he's got any damage. I'm just going to jump up the Potsy and Combine, as Potsy's been able to clear Combine as well. On those fresh tyres. Just able to get a little bit extra grip onto the final straight. Looking at enough straight line speed to get the move done pretty easily, especially with the DRS assistance. Big out now on the back of Stars for P3. The Rebel driver pushing the Racing Point through the corner.
Oh, he would be furious at the BWT team. I'll tell you.
Yeah, he's not getting out of the
Right
way.
now.
He's not getting out of the way this time. He's actually defending now. So obviously he didn't want to hold up his teammate too much, but now he's under a lot of pressure. The Red Bull trying to go on the inside into Tabak. He's actually going to make a little move for it. There's contact and the Red Bull's gone around. Oh, he's luckily ghosted. He has lost out big time there, Big Al. Going for a move he really didn't have to do. He got away with it though. He's got no wing damage, but he's lost out a couple of track positions. And that was a very, very risky move there by the Red Bull driver. And Stars staying out even longer. 13 laps now, he's been on those medium tyres. As Wahid has come into the pits, so he's the first one of those drivers to start on the medium tyre to come into the pits. Look at this train forming up behind Stars. So he's doing the rear gunner work here for Mikau, trying to build that little gap between second and third. Gives Mikau a bit of a bubble just in case there's a safety car or decides to pit for fastest lap towards the end of the race. Further back, it looked like Geordie making a move. Oh, there's where. Oh, we've got a Ferrari whose wings just gone everywhere. There's a Renault that's gone straight through the chicane. I think that's Smitty has picked up some wing damage there at the Nouvelle chicane. It looked like Combined was getting passed by Geordie, and somehow Smitty's managed to get some wing damage from all of that as well. And he's lost a fair chunk of that wing element, so he'll be coming into the pits at the end of this lap, no doubt. And he does keep it to the right-hand side of the track, and he comes in to get that wing replaced. Jumping up, and Panda has managed to get past Stars now, finally for P3, but he's a whole 8 seconds behind Mikau. So Stars doing a great job for his teammate there, holding up the rest of the field, building up that gap. Now he's got T-Mac all over the back of him. He's going to try and make a little run into Mirabeau. He is thinking about it, but besides better of it, it's very risky. You've got to be far enough alongside to get the move done. So the driver in front is entitled to turn in for the corner. And look at this train forms from 4th place all the way down to 9th. And you can see how much slower Stars is than the cars around him. He's already 2.5 seconds behind Panda.
Yeah.
And that's in 1 lap. He's pulled out to the left-hand side of the track now. He's left the Mercedes of T-Mac go through there. Ferrari's Trin still stuck behind as his Big Out Combined finally pits. He's getting a race lead as well. Mikau's within a second of Pacey again, so he's put in a bit more speed on these medium tyres. As the Ferrari of Smitty's coming to the pits again. I wonder if on his outlap he's picked up some more damage there. He's gone onto the soft tyres now. And I think Jacob Meister's about to overtake him. Stars staying out even longer. 15 laps he's been out on those medium tyres. Quite the train behind him.
I've just noticed Big Al is missing his right end plate now.
Interesting. I wonder if he may have got a little bit of wing damage as Trin is actually having a little run onto the racing point. Oh, they're side by side. Oh, there's been a contact and he's gone into the wall. Stars has gone into the wall and he's had a collision with the Red Bull as well. And I think, yeah, Big Al's lost even more front wing there. I was just saying, I think Big Al may have got some lime green wing damage from that little incident at Tabak. And I wonder if that's just made him a little bit understeering going into some of these corners, and now he's definitely missing a lot more front wing. So
yeah, well, Stars is missing both end plates.
yeah, so what happened there was as Geordie passes him through the tunnel, they go side by side, and Williams has been able to pull out front. Yeah, Trin went around the outside, the inside of Casino, and just had a little bit of will-to-will contact, and the racing point got fired off into that outside wall. And Stars has dropped down to 8th place. So apparently Smitty's wing repair was on auto and it didn't repair his front wing when it came into the pits.
Oh no.
Oh, so that's nuts. So Stars has actually sped into the pit lane as well, so he's picked up a 5-second penalty to go with that wing damage. And this gap between first and second has dropped to just 0.6 now. So Mikau right on Pacey's heels. Fever, meanwhile, is up to P10. He's got a 9-second gap to Artanis in front of him, and he's got a 6.5-second gap behind, so he's got plenty of clean air now.
Oh no, Stars pit and they didn't change his wing.
What is going on? Yeah, he's missing both end plates. Oh, that's an absolute disaster. What is going on with this game? Surely, with the default settings, that's a clear-cut replacement wing, I would have thought.
Yeah. Because I was wondering how he came out so far ahead of Big Al. Because they both had wing damage.
Oh, no. Meanwhile, I'm just going to drop a little bit further down. Looks like Jacob Meister and Smitty having a little bit of battle. Smitty on the fresh, soft tyres. He's going for the move on Smitty. Gets done very comfortably. Right into Mirabeau.
Well, Stars will be able to serve his 5-second penalty now.
Is Apollo Pepsi still in the session? His car's ghosted for me on track.
I'm pretty sure he is. I haven't seen him leave.
Yeah, it's just odd. I know sometimes the game decides to ghost cars for no reason. But yeah. Apparently tyres Smitty picked as well were also wrong, so yeah, his race is going from bad to worse.
I think it's because they're getting blue flagged.
Ah, yes, that's it. Because yeah, there's there they go. Pacey has got his gap back out to over a second now. We've got a sector 1 and 2 yellow flag. I think that might have just been the blue flags. Drivers getting out of the way. This is pretty much the closest run of cars we've got at the moment. The rest of the field's pretty spread out after that little incident between Trin and Stars. That little battle pack in the middle is spread out quite a bit. So at the moment, no one is within DRS range of someone else, except if we do go back to Pondon, who's about half a second behind Stars at the moment. He's 1 second behind Pepsi. Got a yellow flag in sector 3. Looks like Smitty has gone around at the final corner. And Seb comes into the pits. I think it's just about to exit.
So just with the pit stops, Smitty has stopped 3 times. Apollo Pepsi, Stars, and Pondon have all stopped twice. And Seb has stopped 3 times. Everybody else has only stopped once. So that's 1st through to 15th.
He's watching Pondon now. He's going pretty slow. He's already dropped off a couple of seconds in the back of Stars. And Seb, who's just come out of the pits, has already been able to catch up to the back of him. Pondon might have picked up a little bit of damage on that front wing. I can't see anything from the off-board shot, but I would not be surprised if he's picked up a bit of damage as Seb goes to the inside of the Nouvelle chicane and gets the move done nicely No contact there at all. Very clean move there from the Red Bull driver, and he moves up into P19. As we're going to jump up the Stars, who's closing in on the back of Apollo Pepsi's McLaren. So come to La Rascasse.
Penalties currently stand T-Mac on 6 seconds. 3 seconds for Trin, Jacob Meister, Apollo Pepsi, and Stars.
Stars looking a lot quicker than Apollo Pepsi at the moment, pushing him up the hill.
Well, 8 lap fresher tyres and a new front wing. It goes a long way.
Just going to keep an eye on Matt Sawyer and Artanis as well. They've got the gap down to within a second, so we'll stay across that one. We'll stick with Stars and Pepsi at the moment. Great shots of the cars going through the swimming pool section and into La Rascasse. Actually, I'm going to jump up to what's going on up there? No, I think it's flat traffic. Looks like the Renault staying out of the way of Mikau. I think that is. Stars just 2 tenths behind McLaren now. Goes to the inside and he backs out at the last second. Pushing him through Casino. He's gone to the inside of Mirabeau. He's going to make a dive. He does. And he gets the move done. But the McLaren hanging in there. A little bit of overlap, but he backs out to avoid getting any damage. So Stars has got the move done. Jump up now. Matsoid's closed onto the back of Geordie now. As Artanis is closed onto the back of Matsoid. Got a nice little battle brewing here for P7. Artanis all over the back of Matsoid now. Gaps down just to a couple of tenths. He's going to get an opportunity to save up that ERS. And run up the hill. Keep an eye out for Seb, who's close in on the back of Jacob Meister as well for P16. Seb, since he's come out of the pits, he's really starting to put on a bit of a charge at the back there. He has actually just got past Jacob Meister. If I can just press the right buttons, and there we go. So he's got it done through the tunnel section. So great work from him. He's got about a second behind Starzy. You can see in the foreground. There's about a 16-second gap between Stars and Wahid. There's another gap of about 14 seconds between Artanis and Feber, who's still yet to pit. He's been on those hard tyres for 22 laps, so I wonder if he's waiting for a safety car. Jump a little bit further back again. It looks like Jacob Meister's coming to the pits. He's missing his front wing, I believe. Yep. Unfortunately for him, somehow he's managed to lose only a little bit, just the end plates, but yeah, he's not had a good race there. So this little battle is brewing quite nicely for P7. All of them covered by less than a second. Meanwhile, Seb's been able to get past Stars relatively easily, so I don't know if Stars has let him by or made a bit of a mistake. Elephant Seb now up to P15. Tanner's dropping off a little bit at the back of Matzoid. I think he made a little bit of a mistake coming down the hill.
Matzoid all over the back of Geordie. Just showing how hard it is to actually get a move done around here.
Been impressed as well by
he's picked up a penalty.
I was just about to say I've been impressed by the lack of penalties from the drivers today, and I've jinxed Matzoid as I was opening my mouth.
Yeah, I think there'll be a few people on 2 warnings at the moment. So, yeah, I think we'll start to see some penalties even more start to flow through now.
It's good to see Panda up in P3 as well. He's had a really good race after a string of bad ones. His teammate T-Mac just behind him, 4.5 seconds. So we'll be hoping to finish in that position, maybe a little bit higher, you never know. Could be something happen between Pacey and Mikau, but just speaking of, 2 seconds is the gap now between Pacey and Mikau, so a bit of ebbing and flowing happening there as they manage the tyres and the ERS. Tay cheering on Matzoid. He's currently in P8, does have a penalty though, but he's looking very racy against Geordie at the moment. Seems to be a bit quicker than Artanis as well. So Ben, how do you pass at Monaco? What should these guys be trying to do to set up the driver in front to get a move?
Well, it's really difficult to say because you really need to be analysing the driver in front, seeing where you're stronger and where they're weaker, trying to get a run and trying to get a better exit. So slow in, fast out, trying to get the inside line and trying to get enough ahead to make them have to yield. At a track like this, you might need to go for an unconventional overtake, like going into the hairpin, but you need to be clear and as clean as possible to avoid any kind of damage to you or your opponent. So yeah, trying to get an exit coming into the tunnel and getting a run into the hairpin, into the chicane, that's obviously one, and into turn 1. But there are other opportunities like the final corner. I can't remember what that's called.
Larascas.
Yes, that's the one. And yeah, so it's really just trying to pressure your opponent into a mistake and making the move when they make that mistake. So that could be anywhere around the track. Because whilst DRS does help, it's not. It's really just not enough.
Just going to jump up to Trin and Potsy. Trin has made a few mistakes. I think he's under a lot of pressure from the Alfa Romeo. He's going for a move into Mirabeau. They're side by side. They're touching wheels with the Ferrari driver just staying in front, taking the outside line and managed to hold position. But as you say, Potsy capitalising there on a few mistakes from Trin and nearly got the move done. He's going to make a move into Nouvelle Chicane. We saw in the preamble a move of Gaursband on Flyboy back in Season 4. I think you actually dummied him. I think he went to look to go to the outside, as we see Potsy thinking back on the inside. Well, we saw that's not how you do it. He's got a decent run though. He's got the Ferrari offline.
Yeah, but you can be offline. You just got to position your car in the middle of the track, and the car behind just can't get past. That's why, yeah, it's a very mental game. This one.
The Ferrari peels in. Trin has to come into the pits. Did he have any wing damage? I couldn't see.
I don't think so. I think he's going to be going for the softs and for a hard run to the end. He's got a bit of a gap behind. He'll probably still come out in 9th place.
Yeah, there's a big gap to Fever there in P10, about 25 seconds, so he'll come out in front. Just got a comment from Tay that Geordie's locking up a bit in the tunnel, so I wonder if his tyres are starting to wear as well. So maybe some of the drivers opting to go for a 2-stop strategy here from the top. So it'd be a bit unconventional. Of course, that is one other way to do it. You can go for a different strategy, but track position is usually what you want to maintain here at Monaco. So seeing a sort of battle pack for P6 now between Geordie, Matzoid and Artanis.
So Geordie's currently on 2 warnings.
And that's the other thing as well. I mean, you can put a lot of pressure onto the guy in front of you and try and get them to make a mistake that gets them a penalty. But I think most drivers would agree they want to be winning on track.
On track, yeah.
Was Renault over there? Or was that Jacob ghosting in the middle of those guys? About 9-10 laps remaining. Let's have a couple of the penalties. T-Mac's got 6 seconds, Matt's got 3, Trin 3, Stars 6, Apollo and Smitty 3, and we've got Jacob on 6 as well. Mikau dropping to 3.5 seconds behind Pacey as Smitty picked up another 3-second penalty. Combined getting a 3-second penalty as well. Stars coming to the pits again. Making a move on Wahid into the tunnel. Not sure if he's wing damage, just a poor exit out of Portier. Thank you very much for the follow, Tiamo 2005 and Originals IG. And this battle is putting a bit of a toll on Geordie. He's dropped out more than 10 seconds behind Potsy, who's kind of doing a race of his own at the moment. He's about 5 seconds behind T-Mac, who's also having a race of his own, about 6 seconds behind his teammate Panda, who's 13 seconds off the leaders. That gap between Pacey and Mikau is at 4.2 seconds now. I just wonder if Mikau picked up any damage or anything, or is he just not able to keep the pace up like Pacey?
Maybe. I mean, I didn't see any damage, but he might have very fine damage.
Yeah, nothing obvious on the outside, but it could be lime green damage. Thank you very much for the follow, Frank 17,000, and thank you Trendy Flute as well. Just keep an eye on Big Al as well. He's within DRS range of FIBA now for P10.
FIBA on 29 lap hold hards. He is going to be struggling.
I think he's still hoping for a safety car.
Point.
Seb is peeling off into the pits. Wonder if he's picked up a bit of wing damage there. Yep. Unfortunately here for the Red Bull driver. He was up in P14 there briefly. Big out. Just a couple of tenths behind FIBA now. Oh, is there a little bit of wing there? I think FIBA may have just clipped the exit there to back. I think he just picked up a bit of wing damage. He's got a bit more understeer now through Larascas. This isn't a great corner. So we've got Trina's coming to the pits again. I wonder if he's damaged that front wing. A shame. It was a bit of an interesting strategy he was going for, and now it just looks like he's out of the points well and truly now. Matsoy trying to go on the inside of Geordie at the hairpin. Like you said, unconventional moves to try and get past people, and Matsoid has to get past. He's had a better run outside of Portier. Tucks into the DRS and slipstream with Geordie. Now Tanis right behind as well, hoping to get something out of this. Unfortunately, Matsoid not quite able to get the run into the Nouvelle Chicane. As we see there, the Haas of Pontoon cutting the chicane there, making a little mistake. And as we come to the dying laps of this race, looking for some of these drivers will just increase the number of risks that they're going to make in the hopes that they can salvage an extra few points. But Matsoid in particular is going to be losing just the one position to Artanis there, but he knows he's faster than Geordie. If he can just clear him. We've got a Jacobmeister has retired. It looks like
the chicane.
We'll jump back to Stars. No, that's Macau. Oh, yeah. Looks like he's turned in too early for the chicane and he's broken his front suspension.
Oh dear.
Not a great final race as a full-time driver for Jacob, who is stepping down, unfortunately. Yeah, not the fairy tale ends, unfortunately for him. It was a little bit of concertina happening there. Artanis having to get onto the brakes to avoid running up the back of Matsoid there. Still a battle for 6th place. Still raging. And we've got Big Al. Still so very close behind Fever there for P9. Tanis there having a mega exit. Matsoid have to go very defensive towards the Nouvelle Chicane, covering the inside line. Seb has set the fast lap of the race, 1:10.3. Great work there from the Red Bull reserve driver. As we come up to the last few laps of this Monaco Grand Prix.
Yep, lap 35 of 39. Gap to Pacey from Macau is 6.5 seconds now.
Yeah, Pacey being absolutely dominant in this race. He's basically led from start to finish. I think he was behind slightly when he came out of the pits. We had some guys going for the long run. He's been able to reclaim the lead pretty quickly. Thanks for the follow, Nightly Beta.
Seb picking up a penalty there. He's right behind Smitty, who's stuck behind Apollo Pepsi.
Wahid as well, getting pretty close to the back of combined. Not quite able to get the move done at the top of the hill. Keep it on Matsoid as well. A few close battles happening here. Seb has managed to get past Smitty on the run up the hill.
Ooh, Flyboy and Trin side by side into the chicane.
Yep, Trin getting the move done. Those fresh soft tyres really making all the difference. Now he's just got to pull out a gap of 6 seconds to hold that place at the end. Got a few penalties racked up. So Wahid combined, swapping places through the tunnel. And combined obviously having not a great run outside of Portier.
Oh, Big Al getting unstable on the rear. That lets Trin right through, and he'll say thank you very much.
Trin now just 2 tenths behind Fever.
Oh, he's hit the McLaren, I think. I think he hit Fever. I don't know if he's got any damage. He does.
Oh, does he?
I think Fever's lost his left.
Oh, Fever, yes, left end plate. So yeah, those old hards, he's trying to cover the inside. Trin decides better of it. But
so Trin's come in late, and he's cut across the turn 1 apex, and he's just hit Fever, who's just understeered into that outside wall. It's broken his end plate there. Oh, and 34 lap old hards. That car is not going to feel very nice to drive. He's going to make a move
into the Nouvelle Chicane. He's going to be late on the brakes. He thinks about it. The McLaren cuts him off a little bit. Holds position. Just got a couple laps to go after this one. Oh, he's gone into the Larascas. He's made the move down at Larascas. And that's it. Trent moves up to P9 now. He's got to pull out 6 seconds to make sure he keeps the place. Big Al now is going to have a pretty mega run on the McLaren driver as well, who, as you say, has got that wing damage. It's going to make it very difficult for him in these fast flowing corners as they come up the hill. go, Big Al. It's a better run out of Portier. He's got a bit more ERS. He's going to make the move into the Neuville chicane. McLaren stays on the racing line. Red Bull follows him. Big Al might be saving it for the final lap of the race. Oh, again, FIBA really struggling into Rasgas. Big Al dropping off a little bit. I think he got a little bit checked up in that last couple of corners.
And I think Pacey crosses the line to start the final lap.
Absolutely dominant race from him today. Had a couple of laps there where it looked like Mikau might have been able to match him, but he's just been so consistent. And he's just been able to shake the racing point off. Doesn't look like he's going to get him done this lap. He might be saving it for the very last lap of the race. He is just in front of the race leader, but he's picked up a 3-second penalty.
Oh, no!
And that's it. Unless FIBA picks one up, that's it. That's where he'll finish.
Will they still have to go around again?
They do. They've got the race leader just behind them. So they should be able to make it, but I don't think he'll be able to pull out 3 seconds. Meanwhile, Trin has pulled out 8.3 seconds on FIBA, so that penalty he's got will not matter. As Big Al taking it around the outside into turn 1. It's a centre fight, and he gets it done. He does hit the wall, though. Still got his wing intact, as Pacey has come across the line to win ahead of Mikau in P2. Panda still coming through the swimming pool section now in P3. And I have to say, I'm really happy for Panda to finally get a decent result. He's had a few rough races, and he's stuck with it, and good on him. He's been rewarded with a great podium for the Mercedes driver. His teammate just a few seconds behind him now. Comes across the line, P4, and Potsy, the Alfa Romeo, comes across the line, P5. Good race for him as well. Got Jordy in the Williams now with that little battle for P6. Looks like Mats has dropped off a little bit and he's under pressure from Martanis. But the last couple of corners is not quite enough time for them to change positions. We expect Maxwell to drop off a little bit with the yellow flag. It looks like Ferrari is picking up a little bit of an incident. Jordy comes across the line. Martanis jumps Matsoid under penalties for P7 with Matsoid in P8. Trin coming across the line now with a few seconds of penalties in P9. And it should be...
Oh, FIBA's picked up a penalty.
Oh, FIBA has. And that should be enough for Big Al, who's got past FIBA. And he's P10. FIBA comes across in P11. So unfortunately for him, not quite able to keep it clean enough to get a point.
Himself a point. Oh no, he'd be spewing.
Driver of the day is Seb. I think he had a pretty decent result in the end, gaining a few positions from his starting position of 20th. But yeah, unfortunately, not quite able to get back into the points. But congratulations to Pacey. Very, very dominant and commanding win there. Mikau, solid result in P2. That'll help in his championship battle with FIBA. He's obviously not finishing in the points this weekend. And then a good P3 from Panda as well. Really happy for him. So we'll run through the rest of the results. We've got Team Mac in P4, Potsy P5, Geordie P6, Artana 7th, Matsoid 8th, Trin 9th, Big Al 10th. Got FIBA just outside the points in 11th, Flyboy 12th, Wahid 13th, Seb with the fastest lap in 14th. Combined, Smitty, Stars, Apollo, Pepsi, Pondon, and Jacob Ice, the only retiree of this race. So pretty solid effort. We normally see a few more retirements than that, so good effort from everyone else to be able to make it that long into the race. Okay, well, where's my mouse there? We should be taking a break of about 10 minutes. Thank you very much to Bandcamp for joining me for the Tier 1 race. Good luck with your Tier 2 race this evening. Hopefully you can live up to your name of Captain Clean, get no penalties, and jump a few positions, and hopefully get your first win in Tier 2. So good luck for that.
Thank you very much.
All right, thanks everyone. Hope you enjoyed Tier 1 race. We'll be back in about 10 minutes for the Tier 2 race, which is always definitely going to be a spicy one. So stick around for that one. Be back soon. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Aussie Formula Racing's Tier 2 race here, Season 6, Round 13. It is here at Monte Carlo in Monaco. It is a full wet qualifying session, so that'll spice things up quite nicely. You don't know anything about the race session yet, but after the race we saw in Tier 1, this one will sure to excite. Run through some of the Tier 2 highlights from last season. It's a 3.3 kilometre, 19 turn track. Still on DRS straight. Across the pit straight. And here we go. Let's have a look at some of the best of last race. We had here Beau Rivage, Ponda versus Stars. Ponda getting a good run out of centre Vog, getting a big squeeze by the Mercedes driver, and they both ended up in the wall, getting a bit of wing damage there. That was on the final lap of the race as well. We had between turns 2 to 5, a bit of a battle between Smitty, Psycho, and Artanis. Again, getting a good squeeze against that wall. Side by side. The tank slapper for the AlphaTauri. And then it had the Alfa Romeo diving on the Mercedes. And spinning him around. Poor Psycho. Losing a few positions there. We had Mirabeau 1. A bit of a battle between Stars, Simdogger, and Trin. Simdogger there trying to get past the Mercedes. But he actually got held out to dry by the Mercedes and his teammates swooping in the inside there. And it was pretty much the tale of the whole season there, but battle between those three. We had the Nouvelle Chicane as well, between Keeper and Psycho. Keeper there, diving down the inside, getting very, very late on the brakes, couldn't make the corner, forcing Mercedes to cut. And that's how you don't make a pass work there. And another battle here between Trin and Stars at Nouvelle Chicane. Trin going down the inside, breaking his front wing on the wall, but also damaging the front wing of the Mercedes as well. Very tricky place to overtake, but it is one of the few places you can get it done if you do it right. Stars a little later though, had a bit of a spin, turned in a little bit too early for the Nouvelle Chicane, just catching his rear left tyre on that wall, having a bit of a spin, losing a ton of positions as well. Raskas as well, another place for an opportunity, but here on the last lap, big drama between Saxer and Stars. Saxer going for a big dive bomb, getting stuck to the Mercedes. Mostly gets pole driven into the wall. Alright, let's jump across to the qualifying session. We've got Lights here starting his flying lap, and look at how ferocious these conditions are. So joined by Apollo Pepsi here in the commentary box. Good evening.
Hello. That race was not fun.
I looked for you. It looked a bit painful getting caught up in that little issue at the hairpin there behind Jacob, and then it seemed to go from bad to worse from there.
I was like, yeah, I got to that, and then the heat was on my gearbox. Like, I can't hit reverse. I can't do anything. I'm just gonna sit here. Yeah,
it's unfortunate. Any word on what the weather's gonna be like for the race here in T2? Dry race, okay, so we'll have a bit of a mixed up, whoa, his lights hits the wall in the tunnel section.
You can't take that flat in the wet.
No, the anti-tires just overheat on that dry line and gets spat into the wall. Oh, he's trying to go flat through. Oh, it's validated as well. This is not been a great lap. Jump a little bit further back. I think it's Mika? No.
Not
Hero. Hero's just behind him on a lap. He's about to get held up a bit. And Hero sets our fastest lap so far, 122.5.
Ooh. Hero's going all out of shape at the casino. We got the Rainmaster Panda in chat saying it's an easy flat.
Quantum Effect going P3, but Mr. Spice is setting a time at P2. Jump down and see Nut and the Mercedes coming through Nouvelle Chicane.
And just about to finish his lap. And goes P3.
Yeah, great time from him, but Ali just pips in there as well. Bait mate, up with P2.
No one able to beat Hero at the moment.
As Nut comes to the pit, so deciding to abort that one.
So, someone drives wood. Oh, Hero was looking to go again, but he's got had wing damage somewhere in the lap. Tier 1 didn't have a safety car. Let's hope. I don't hope for one, but I want to see one.
Yeah, we had just the VSC, the one VSC in all of Tier 1, so...
That was... that was probably Jacob Wahid in my default.
Yes, yeah, I think it was. But yeah, pretty clean race for Tier 1 apart from that. We even had Jacob DNF for the Nouvelle Chicane, but nothing eventuated from that.
He was... I can't believe there was no safety car for that, because he was on the racing line. I came in there very hot into the corner and I had to almost hit the wall to avoid it.
Board with Mika here, who's struggling his way around the track. He's currently down pin 11, 125.2. Big lock up into the Nouvelle Chicane. Big slide as well. Yellow flag, the Nouvelle Chicane. Got a Renault who's gone straight on. Mika goes up to P5, going 23.5. Oh, is he locked up as well into centre hot, but he's kept it out of the wall.
That's nice, the 2 racing points for 4th and 5th.
Yeah, he's doing very well Cycle and Combat, setting almost identical times here, just 900s between them.
I'm so happy we didn't have wet. Just looks terrible with the driving.
Yeah, very slippery. The drivers look like they've not done it. There's a lot of wing damage at Casino.
Oh, it's almost lost that, the swimming pool chicane. Oh, he's lost the second last corner though. Very surprised. I haven't seen anyone go completely sideways at the swimming pool chicane yet.
Well, Bully was getting pretty loose there in the Ferrari, but didn't quite use it too much. He's about to come across the line with his first time of the session.
Up to 11.
P11. Coming through the swimming pool now.
I would expect more people go, like, be sideways in the wet.
Yeah, they're doing pretty well. No one's DNF'd yet.
Yeah, we're going faster.
No, not come across the line. Sets 124.3, good enough for P11. We're going to jump aboard with Conrad, who's invalidated, so we're going to jump on. What else we got? Decelerate. There we go. Currently coming through the hairpin now, but a little bit of traffic in front of him. The yellow flag in the tunnel section. It's just one of the McLarens staying out of the way of the faster traffic. Ooh, and McLaren again going straight on at the Nouvelle Chicane.
Nah, it's kind of a smart strategy to do that to get out of people's way.
Yeah, absolutely. so close to the exit wall. Decelerate though, 3.3 seconds down on his best time. I don't know if the rain's getting heavier or if he's just made a little mistake. Oh, he has lost it and he's touched the wall there just in the entrance of Larasgas. And he comes into the pits. I think he would have picked up. Oh, he's locked the brakes coming into the pits and he's lost even more of his wing at the pit entrance. So unfortunate for him. Jump aboard with Skins, who's on a brand new set of inters. Down in 15th, 125.047, so uncharacteristic for him to be so far down the order. His Hero improves again with 122.003. About 7.5 minutes left in the session, so about halfway through now. See a bit of a try line forming now, but there's a lot of puddles off the racing line. It was Skins goes purple through sector 2, 1.7 seconds up on his time. That'll put him into a 123.3 though, so that's a good enough P6 at the moment. See how he goes in the final couple of corners. Comes through Larasgas. Looks like an Alfa Romeo's had a bit of drama in the final corner. Stays out of the way though. Renault comes across the line, improves by 2 seconds, puts it at the P5, gets into the 122s, and pips his teammate by about 7/10 of a second. So with the bait mate now, the Williams driver coming through Portier.
Well, since it's a wet qualifying, the start of the race is going to be very interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Free choice of tyre as well for everyone. So the top 10, be interested to see who goes on the mediums and who goes on the softs. Very low tyre wear here. Should be able to get it through on an easy one stop. But being on fresh socks means that they'll last a good 10 to 12 laps. So interesting to see how many of them opt for the long first stint with the mediums. As Batemate pulls into the pits, deciding this is not his lap. Lights, meanwhile, set at 123.079 finally, after a few invalidations. He's managed to string together a good time.
And Hero's gone into the 21s.
Yeah, great time from him. He's the second clear of the rest of the field, so well done to him. Jumping the ball with Mr. Spice, who's about to complete his lap.
Hero's been on the same inter tyre, so he's probably had more temperature than most drivers who've done their laps.
Yeah, I think Hero set a banker lap on one set of inters and came straight into the pits, and then he changed again. Ryan, we're expecting a dry race at this stage, so yeah, wet quali and dry race. But it is on dynamic, so you never know. Could mix things up a bit.
I wasn't told there was wet anywhere in the race. We might see at the end, like last season. There was wet at the end of one of the races.
Spices things up a little bit.
No, it's just going to be interesting with lap 1 if we're going to see a massive checkup like we did in Tier 1.
Yeah, Tier 1 was surprisingly clean though. We did see a couple of drivers coming to do their front wings, but after some other races that we've had, it was uncharacteristically calm on that opening lap.
Other races, like 5-6 people.
Mr. Spicer, half a second up this lap, and he invalidates. That would have been good enough for P8. Let's see, Quantum Effect on a flying lap, just coming out of the Nouvelle Chicane now. Flicks it into the back. Oh, he's actually hit the inside wall there, and he's bashed into the outside wall and broken his front wing. So there goes this run for him. He should be able to get back out again.
Improving by 4/10, puts us second.
Yeah, still nearly a second off Hero though. He's completely unbelievable out there in provisional pole at the moment. Stop all with Wingman now of McLaren. Let's come up to Tabac in the end of the second sector. We'll be able to give you a split time in a moment.
Doesn't do the same as his teammate.
He's 2 tenths down on his best time. Lights, soft tyre. Lights.
Interesting.
What are you doing, Lights? He selected the soft tyre in the pits. He might just be checking to see if the delta's improving, but it's still raining, son. It's
he's actually out on track on the soft.
Surely not.
He's actually come out on the soft.
There he is. What is he doing? What is he doing?
It's gotta be. You can tell already. He's just sliding.
What are you doing, Lights?
He slid out of pit exit. See, yeah, but he's just understeering. He's got no grip.
Let's hope that he's not going to impede anyone.
He's got a Merc behind him.
Yeah, he came out of the pits with him though, so hopefully.
He's got a racing point coming up to him very quick as well.
He better be pitting after this lap. I don't think the stewards will be too happy if he tries to set a time on the soft tyres when it's still raining. Anyway, on board with Ali, who's currently in P3 and he's 100th of a second up on his best time. So, he's a little bit of wobble in the exit of the Nouvelle chicane. Comes through to back. A bit conservatively. Swimming pool
He's
now.
down. I just saw he was down.
Oh, big oversteer on the exit of the swimming pool. Comes into Larascas. A little bit of a lock up and again losing the rear.
Doesn't look like improvement.
No, it's about the same as his best. Yeah, he lost a lot of time in that final sector, 7/10.
Lights is in the wall.
Unsurprising.
Actually, no, he's not in the wall. He's parked it.
With Batemate, who I think is just doing a slow in lap. Oh, he's getting out of the way of his teammate, who's had to take a very bad line there through the chicane. And Lights is stationary at the exit of the swimming pool. I'm not sure what he's doing there.
He's letting people by.
He's completely stationary. I don't. Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
No, he's moving. He's moving. Moving very slowly so he doesn't get DSQ'd.
Following Hero now, our current pole sitter, but he's turned off his ERS, so this won't be a hot lap just yet.
He's actually trying to settle up. Oh. I think he's impeded the one Alpha cars as well. Oh god.
Alright, the quality session is now coming to an end. Let's see, we've got a few drivers on their fastest laps now. Bandcamp already up to P2 now with 122.091. See how he goes. He's about to come across the line for his final time. A lot of wheel spin on the exit of Larascas. He does not improve. Have a look at Wingman, who's, I think he's backed out of his time. We do have an Alpha Tauri, I think that's Lights, who's, yeah, no surprise in the wall. He's already been reported to the stewards for trying to qualify on slicks on a wet track. Wingman has aborted. See Psycho coming around the final corners now.
We're drifting the last two corners.
Goes up to P8, the Psycho with 122.671.
I think he was P8.
Have a look at Decelerates. He's a little bit up on his time, but he's lost a bit of time in that final sector, and I believe that's everyone just waiting on Wingman to retire. So great quality session there. Hero, just over 0.4 of a second clear of Bandcamp at P2. Quantum Effect P3, Wingman P4. let's have a look. Got Hero P1 with 121.645, Bandcamp P2 with 122.091, and Quantum Effect 122.3. Got Wingman, Baitmate Skins, Ali, Psycho, Lights, Nut. That's our top 10. We got Combat, Mika, Decelerate, Bully, Mr. Spicer, Saxa, King J, and Conrod rounding out the grid. So obviously a bit tricky there. The whole grid separated by 4.5 seconds, but a second covers the top 7 and 2 seconds covers the top 14. Alrighty, just waiting for the drivers to load into the race session and choose their strategy. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, Ryan, bit of a weird one, that one. Apparently Jeff told him that it was drying, but you can easily look at your pit strategy selection in the pits. It'll tell you the tyre that is quicker.
He has been asked to provide proof of that saying. Well, this is going to be interesting. What tyres we're going to see? How's it going to play out? How's that one?
I'd be very surprised if we see anyone on the hards. It didn't really work out for anyone in Tier 1. Even FIBA, who was on the hards for the majority of the race, so I think about 33 laps he spent on them, ended up just outside of the points. I think he finished 11th. So let's have a quick look. And one person on the hards, Mr. Spicer. We've got Hero, Wingman, Ali, Psycho, and Mika on the softs. Everyone else on the mediums except for Mr. Spicer.
Well, soft tyres is viable for Hero because he is lean. He'll be able to make that gap quite easy.
And Bandcamp obviously going for the bit of an overcut there, starting on the medium tyre. And that is going to be a very beneficial strategy. Definitely staying out as long as you can in that clean air is going to be good for your race. Now, we didn't see a safety car in Tier 1, so that can also come into play if you do get a convenient safety car. It helps your strategy. It's always beneficial to pit then. And there we go. We see one stop medium to hard, pitting around lap 20, and the softs last around 10 laps. So, yeah, I think that's a bit of an incorrect calculation. We saw most of the soft runners are able to do about 10 to 12 laps on their softs, and the mediums can last a good 25 laps or so. There's a nice little artifact there. This game is pretty great sometimes. Okay, it's a pretty quick formation lap there by Hero. Got a few stragglers right at the back.
Taking that time.
Smithy, let's see some crashes. Only good when it isn't you. That's right, Smithy. Unfortunately, you had a couple of run-ins in your Tier 1 race. Hopefully next week's a little bit better for you. Alright, drivers just forming up on the grid now. Ready for this 30-line lap race.
Oh god. Big damn pinged.
Alright, here we go. Drivers are all formed up on the grid. Just waiting for the lights. There they are. 5 red lights. And we're away. Pretty decent start from Hero. Also for position a little bit further back. Bandcamp trying around the outside, but not quite able to get it done. Have a look here. The Red Bull's having to cut the corner. We've got the Renault's already gone into the wall. Skins has got some wing damage now. We go side by side a little bit further back. Looks like everyone else has relatively got through unscathed.
Scoreboard's all broken.
Yeah.
This is great.
Managed to keep up with a little bit. We've definitely got this. Renault Skins has got some wing damage. Hit the exit of Saint Devot. And we've got a racing point and an AlphaTauri side by side. The AlphaTauri yields.
We got a Constantino effect at the back.
Oh yeah, the Ferraris coming together there. They all get through. There's no complete
No, there's
roadblock on the
damage.
last lap.
There's both Ferraris that got damage.
Oh dear. Master plan at work.
And they're both on the medium tire. This is the worst.
Alright, so Hero disappeared a little bit away from Bandcamp now. He's under a bit of pressure from Quantum Effect in the McLaren. Now that he's gone a bit deep into Raskas as well. Let's have a quick look at the places gained and lost. Batemate swapped with Wingman. Ali swapped with Skins. Combat and Mika moving up. Nut going down 2. Saxa gaining positions. Bully and Saxa. Whoa. So Bully stayed out. Saxa's coming to the pits. As Bandcamp's got passed by Quantum Effect, so Bandcamp having a bit of an issue there.
Let's have a look.
He's under a lot of pressure from Batemate now as well. Meanwhile, Hero 3 seconds out in the lead now on his soft tyres. Lights has already picked up a 3-second penalty for cutting corners. And Decelerate as well, picking up another 3-second penalty. There's got DRS enabled now. Oh, I think Bandcamp might actually be getting some stutters. I'm just following him there, and it looked like he just teleported backwards a little bit towards Batemate, so it's very unfortunate. A track like Monaco, where track position is so important, he's going to be pretty furious at that, I think.
Here he's gone. We won't see him for a while.
Bully under a fair bit of pressure from Mr. Spicer. Bully missing a lot of the front right wing.
Axel went to softs. Just realised.
Probably not the best strategy. If you have to pit early, probably going to the hard tyre. We've got a yellow flag in the final sector. Looks like Lights is coming into the pits. I wouldn't be surprised if he's got a bit of wing damage to be pitted this early. And yep, his crew's getting a new front wing there for AlphaTauri.
And what he's putting softs on.
Yeah, again, probably not the best tyre to go back on. If you have to pit early, you want to go as long into the race as possible and hope for a safety cut.
Oh.
Mr. Spicer hot on the heels of Bully now. He's getting held up quite a bit by the Ferrari with his damaged wing.
I would have came if I was him already.
Yeah,
not a good idea.
He's only going to be costing himself more and more time. I mean, he might be hoping for a safety car, but you have to consider your long race strategy because he's going to get undercut by Sax or his teammate. He's already closed up in the back of Lights. That's an interesting place to pass. Mr. Slicer at the exit of Tobacco, the entry of swimming pool is alongside the Ferrari. He decided to back out. Oh, is the Ferrari very close. Deep at Raskas. And Mr. Splice is going to want to get past him very, very quickly, I think. Just looking from the Ferrari's point of view, and yeah, you can see the Williams is so much quicker than him at the moment. It's just not quite quick enough, and that's the other problem with being on the hard tyre. He doesn't quite have the grip of Bully to even... Oh, he's going ready outside.
He's in the trouble.
Oh, I saw they just caught with a rear
No
right.
damage. No damage. He's good on those hards.
But T-Mac, they do give you a huge undercut if you've got clean air, and that's the problem. You've got to be able to find yourself in a position where you can really push on those soft tyres. It's the Williams has actually hit the wall in there. Oh, he's collided with the back of the Ferrari and gone straight on.
And that's 5 seconds.
Chicane, Mr. Spicer there. Looked like he'd hit the wall inside the tunnel section and then just driven straight into the back of the Ferrari, the Nouvelle Chicane. So that's going to be looked at after the race, I think. That's given Bully a penalty. Now Nuts come into the pits and that's promoted to Accelerate up into 11th.
I think that's getting a front wing change.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Spicer definitely got some wing damage there. Yes, Big Al, fun facts. You are Ali's brother. Well done. Congratulations. Speaking of Ali, he's currently under a little bit of pressure from Skins, but he's up in P6, so good strong position at the moment.
I'm just going through all the drivers. And not many of them have decided to underfuel their car. As Mr. Spider, he's actually spun on pit exit.
Yep, he's still got his front wing intact, so at least he hasn't picked up any damage, but yeah, a little bit embarrassing coming out of the pits there and having a bit of a spin. Just going to jump up. Let's see who's the closest at the moment. Batemate right on the back of Bandcamp now, P3. Quantum Effects managed to get outside of DRS range now. But Hero, 6 seconds in the lead.
It's a steady 6-second gap now, because those sorts of kind of died off already.
Yeah, he'll just be managing the race at the moment. Just noticing as well, Combat and Psycho have switched positions. So I'm not sure if that was orchestrated, but Combat is now in P8, Psycho P9.
Now, some drivers are, I would imagine, since their fuel light is not on, they're actually gone overfueled. And that's not going to help their rear tyres at all. Because this is a very lean, heavy track. You don't really use rich and standard that much.
Yeah, and sitting in the dirty air of a lot of these cars, your engine's going to be getting pretty hot, and that's going to add a bit of wear as well, which is going to cost you a bit of speed on those straights. Mate, closed it down on Bandcamp. King J right on the back of Bully, who I think still hasn't replaced his front wing. So he'll be costing King J a ton of time.
Dying over here. Okay. Well, I expected to see this at some point.
Oh, here we go. Psycho's coming to the pits, so he's first of the soft runners to the pit.
Ali
has spun. He's sideways on the track. He's damaged his front wing as well. He's doing the Austin Powers 20-point turn. And he has just ghosted, so thankfully no one collided with him. He's come out behind his teammate now in P10, but he's got that front wing damage.
Big Al is not happy now.
No, Big Al very disappointed. Probably switching off the stream at this point. That's very disappointing for the Red Bull team. Big Al, watch Ali. We're watching Big Al. T-Mac letting him know as well. Yeah, very unfortunate there for Ali. Yeah, jumping back, we've got a little bit of drama there between Lights and King J. Lights has been able to get through. But Lights is missing his right end plate. He's come together, I think, with the Alfa Romeo. And now he's behind the Ferrari, who's still not yet hit with that damaged front wing.
According to Big Al, Skins spun Ali.
Oh, really? Interesting. Bet it was Ericsson.
Skins hit us.
So yeah, Ali is coming to the pits now. He's currently in P10. He's got an 11-second gap to Bully, so Bully's actually held up a lot of the field. So that will help Ali as long as he doesn't get stuck on the back of this train, which looks like it's about to get stuck on the back of the train.
Yeah, he's on the back. He's gotta hate this now. Oh, he's behind Psycho.
So that's not too bad. At least we get a bit of clean air for a little bit, and hopefully Bully will pit before he has to sort of set back into the back of the train. Jump up to mate who's closing in on Bandcamp again. It's 310, so actually going to jump back to King J and Nut making a nice move at the top of the hill there.
A lot of curb been taken out that hairpin, jeez. Yeah, Ali putting on the hards, probably not the best choice of tie.
Yeah,
Maybe to the end would have worked.
Yeah, we just pit a little bit too early for mediums, I think. He'd been able to stay out a couple more laps.
People on lap 10 in tier 1 pitted mediums, I believe.
Yeah, we did see a couple of them though switch to a 2-stop. I don't think they could quite get the mediums to last. And we saw, I think, the likes of Trin, and someone else as well, would pit again to put on the softs.
I'm very surprised someone's coming out pit. That's Mika. Oh, he doesn't get behind him. Mika's clear.
Well, that's to Mika. That's going to save him a lot of time as the Ferrari's still staying out. Lives is getting very impatient. It's going alongside the Ferrari, side by side, and now the Mercedes gets squeezed into the wall. I think Nuts just been able to get away with that, and Lights has managed to scrape through and into the points for P10.
Lights is going to have to pit again for that. Oh god, there's a big check up. Hello.
Yeah, we got a yellow flag because the car's going so slow into the hairpin. And you can just see how much slower Bully is than the rest of the field at the moment.
Oh, there's no going to try the chicane. He's going to try.
Yeah, and that's going to make the move to Nivelle. And a bit of contact. Bully's cut the corner. Yeah, Trin, there were actually quite a few drivers we noticed who hit with yellow. Oh, as the Ferrari goes into the wall at the back, and Nuts been able to scrape through, and now the Alfa Romeo trying to get past the swimming pool. This is not a conventional place to pass. He's had to cut the chicane to get the move done, and then the Ferrari's coming back at him into Larascas, and he goes around the outside.
This is great.
And
he can't even pit if he wanted it.
No, I don't think he'd be pitting. He's had plenty of opportunities to pit. He's got the DRS on the Alfa Romeo, and he may actually come back and pass him into centre pivot. He goes on the inside, takes a lot of curb, but I think the Alfa Romeo's got it done now.
Oh, he's about to catch up this train. He's got to lose his sanity after this.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, as the Ferrari gets passed by Conrad. Conrad going through there just before Casino.
The two teammates. What happens here?
Now Saxa gets a pretty easy pass there on Bully. He's dropped down to 15th now.
He's got damage, I think.
Oh, as Ali picked up damage, he has lost his right end plate, and it's just going from bad to worse.
I think Bully moved on to braking. Bully might have moved on to braking when Ali approached him.
That'll be looked at. So 2 yellow, we've got an AlphaTauri round, so I'm going to guess that's Lights, and it is.
Yep.
It's had a bit of
Lights
a spin.
coming around. Those tyres will be dead.
He's lost his front right end plate as well, so he'll be coming to the pit shortly. Yeah, Ali caught up 8 seconds in 3 laps, so that's how slow Bully was. Unfortunately, though, Ali has left the session. Hopefully, he'll be back shortly, and that's just a disconnect. Wingman able to get past Decelerate there at Casino, so good move by him. And jumping down as Conrad comes to the pits, Saxa makes a bit of a move.
Okay, no, I can tell you that it's not disconnect. Ollie has switched off his stream and left Discord.
Fair enough.
So he's done.
Well, his AI is up to 14th, so we'll see how he goes in the rest of the race. Hero is closing in on the back of Skins. Just a couple of tenths in it. So Hero has Pit from the lead, and he's coming out in a bit of traffic. So let's keep an eye on this. See, oh, he's got the Ferrari as well. Now it's Bully finally coming out of the pits. Get that wing repaired. Yeah, let's...
Hero's all over the back of him.
Yeah, he's trying to go around the outside, which switch to the inside of Casino.
Skin's doing a great job to hold it, but he can't.
Oh, and he keeps him. Oh, it's in the wall! And the ball got damaged. Skins is out. Oh, and the Haas has got damaged as well. Hero's actually got a 5-second penalty for that collision as well. I don't know that there was much he could do about it. He's got wing damage. There's only a virtual safety car. I thought that would have been a full safety car. Let's just have a look at that again.
And he hit the back of Bully.
So yeah, we had. Here we go. We've got Hero in the Haas trying to go down the inside. And he hasn't quite got it done, but I think the Renault did that all on his own. He just went too deep, missed his braking point, and yeah, I think as well the Haas actually ran into the back of the lapped Ferrari under the virtual safety car. Let's see, is anyone going to pit? We've got a few guys coming in now. We've got Saxon, Mr. Spicer, and Ali's AI all coming into the pits to get a change of tyres. But I think our race leaders at the moment, they're all going past the pit entrance, so they're on the medium tyre. Yeah, I know, T-Mac. I would have expected a full safety car for that, but...
Hero's in to pit lane
again.
Yeah,
so Hero's in the pit, so that means that Quantum Effect is our effective race leader once the correction of safety...
He's going to get passed by... He's going to drop to P7.
Oh, yeah, he's... Oh, maybe.
He's got to serve that 5 second as well. That's hurt him more. He has to serve that 5 second.
Yeah, it's a shame. Alright, so Batemate all over the back of Bandcamp now for P2. Quantum Effect in the lead of the race now.
Hero's just unfortunate. Skins went into the wall and Skins' rear end just snapped straight into Hero's car.
Yeah, so I wonder if there'll be a little bit of a switcheroo. Mika might... Oh, Hero is in front, so he has come out in front of Mika. So... Worked out.
Hero won't be too happy about this one.
No, he's still in P7 though, and everyone in front of him apart from Wingman has to pit. So Wingman currently is the highest position car that has made its mandatory pit stop.
Let me just have a look. If I can pause my game, please. Thank you.
Psycho picks up a 3-second penalty for corner.
Oh, well, I can't really tell you pace on mediums because they're only done 3 laps. Oh, they're both done the same. That's even more great. I would say Miko's in an effective P3 at the moment. If he can catch.
Oh, I don't know. Combat is 13 seconds behind the race leaders. And there's about 14 seconds between Hero and Wingman. So I don't know. There's after all the pit stops, he might not be that close to the front. But we'll see. We'll see how we go.
He'll definitely be ahead of 6.
Big Al.
It might be ahead of Combat.
Big Al shout out to the Dragon. Yeah, Bandcamp currently sitting pretty in P2. He looks like he's put on a little bit of pressure to Quantum Effect. He's within DRS range now, so maybe that little incident there is a work in the Dragon. Now we now have all 3 of the leaders within DRS of each other. Nut picks up a 3-second penalty for exceeding track limits. So I think after the pit stops, I think Wingman will be our effective race leader. He is close enough to the front three that he should inherit the lead.
This bus just picked up massive damage to his wing. Missing the whole right side and his left end plate.
Yeah, straight into the pits he goes.
You gotta love Monaco and gaps. This is great. You gotta love when someone can't pass.
I wouldn't count out Bandcamp just yet. He's got a few aces up his sleeves.
Alright, here we go. Hero's about to catch Decelerate. This is gonna be interesting. I don't know if I'm seeing this right on Hero's wheel, but he's 1.5 laps of extra fuel in his car, which is something you don't want. You probably want -1 lap at this point.
And Baitmate comes into the pits, so he's down to P5 now. And Bandcamp a little less pressure on his heels now. Baitmate pitting for the hard tyre. Did he pick up wing damage?
Yeah, probably. You can't do 20 laps on softs, just not gonna work.
Yeah, I'm surprised because he's on the medium tyre, and they would have lasted another 5 or 10 laps. That's very surprising. So that puts him out of contention. So Wingman has overtaken him. He's come out a little bit in front of Hero though, so that's a sign for our race leaders that they should come out around about P5.
Wingman just just about to make his overtake on Combat. I don't know if Baymay got damaged because.
Why would he pit though? Why would you pit onto the hard tyre from the medium? They could have gone a lot longer. He had to have picked up some damage.
Yeah, I don't know the normal pit time without damage, so I can't even compare it. I just know the pit time with damage. Or Wingman trying side by side with Combat as fucking. Oh. Wingman smacked the wall. Turn 1. No damage. Somehow.
There you go. You can pass with Monaco.
He did smack the wall to get past. They both, Wingman hit the wall and rebounded into Combat. But I think Combat was able to pick up that Wingman was coming his way and moved it before.
Combat now under a lot of pressure from Baitmate, who obviously pit just recently for those hard tyres. And we're not expecting the medium runners to come in until between laps 26 and 29 to go on full softs to the end. Here looking like it's a really good run out of Larascas. He's overtaken the racing point on the straight and didn't even need to pass him under brakes. He's got the move done well into centre pivot and he's up to P4.
Here we set another purple sector
field. Spicer is out. We're going to jump back to the Haas. We've got a virtual safety car
again. Oh my god.
There we go. What happened there? Williams has crashed centre pivot, and whoa, that's a big crash. He's in the middle of the road. I think he's just gone straight on.
He wasn't even in the middle of the road for me.
He's pointing the wrong way on the racing line for me.
Yeah, that. But he's up against the wall.
So we've got Nut coming into the pits under the virtual safety car, and there we go. DRS is enabled, so it was a very short one. But Nut has managed to get a pretty cheap pit stop. Should come out just in front of Saxa in P10. And Bandcamp has somehow managed to gain about 6/10 under that virtual safety car. He was outside of DRS range before it, so I think he's benefited from that a bit.
That's it. Yep. That's the benefits of knowing how to do a VSC restart.
And there we
You
go.
build that delta.
Mika's been able to get past
floor.
Decelerate as well into Nouvelle Route. Oh, what's his name? Nouvelle Chicane.
We might see medium runners in lap 27,
Big
20.
mistake by Combat Rat as Hero's about to make a move on him. And there we go. Got it done at Casino. Very unconventional passing point, but at the racing point, making a big mistake and compromised his line. Hero goes soaring past into P5. Batemate's caught up to Wingman now.
The way that's gone, I think Quantum and Band actually might be under pressure from Hero undercutting them at the pace he's going.
Yeah, just looking at the gaps now, it's down to about 19 seconds to 20 seconds between Quantum Effect and Hero. So Hero looks like he may. Oh, his Wingman's left the session. Wingman has crashed.
Not again.
And Batemate.
Not again.
Oh, he's pit. Wingman's pit. His AI has come into the pits because he's disconnected. And that's.
And it's putting the soft tires on, so it probably won't be too bad. It probably won't be too bad.
16 laps on the softs, maybe. Oh, hopefully he can come back quickly. All right, so that's Wingman out of contention. So now Batemate, 15 seconds behind Bandcamp. Hero just 3 seconds behind Batemate. And so we have a couple of laps to expect those medium runners to pit. And I just wonder, yeah, Hero is starting to look pretty good for the undercut, even after that little wing damage that he got earlier on in the race.
Hey, that's an interesting stream tire that Mika has.
So Nut now has just come out of the pits on his hard tyres. He's closed right up on the back of King J. As all the intervals have gone cactus again. There we go, they're coming back.
And I know I'm coming back because I'm still missing quite a few. Well, Quantum has made a gap to Band, and now Band's out of DRS again.
No, I've got it. It's frozen. He's just under 1 second gap from me.
No, okay, mine's frozen. It's stuck at 1.4.
It's 0.9 at the moment. Now it's gone up to 1.0 as Nut making a move on King J around the outside of the Nouvelle Chicane. It's the Alfa Romeo has clipped the inside of the barrier and he's had a spin. And he's broken his left end plate. Oh, luckily he's ghosted there as Decelerate drove straight through him.
Well,
and Nut right on the back of Mika, apparently 18,000 a second. I don't think that's right. Where's Mika?
What?
Where's Mika on track? He's nowhere.
He's at sector 2 start.
Yeah, okay. My deltas are all weird. Okay, Nut is 23 seconds behind Mika. There we go.
Mika's in no man's land.
Yeah, they beat it.
Did Wingman reconnect? Because I didn't see.
Yes, he did. So he's back in control, down in P6 on the soft tyres.
He's gonna have to nurse those all the way home.
So coming up to the pit window for those medium runners to change to the softs to the end. Just going to jump back as Psycho's able to get past Conrad, who comes into the pits.
So Quantum at the moment, the gap, I think it's
We've got a Ferrari.
14.8 to Hero from Quantum.
Bully broken his right end plate again, unfortunately, and a little bit of an incident in the Nouvelle Chicane.
Let me have a look here. So, oh gee, Hero's pace is actually.
Well, he's caught up to the back of Baitmate now, who's about 11 seconds behind Bandcamp, so he's been able to close that gap a little bit.
So for a few laps, Hero was actually doing low 12s, high 11s for a few laps, and now he's just hit halfway into the 12s.
So it'll be interesting to see if Bandcamp may be able to get a bit of an undercut here. If he's confident of looking after the softs, he may be able to jump Quantum with the pit stops. And that means he'll only be behind Hero and Baitmate.
Quantum and hang on, let me look at Band's times. Yeah, what Quantum and Band basically needed, they need to pit now, or Hero is gonna jump him.
No, I think that's well and truly past. I think Hero's definitely going to be in front of them.
Well, Hero's 2 seconds quicker than both of these guys.
Yeah, and he's only 10 seconds behind them, 12 seconds behind them. Pit stop's about 20, 25 seconds, so he'll be well and truly clear. Gotta keep an eye on Wingman as well, who, even though he's already pit a second time, he's still in that danger zone. He's got a yellow flag, got a Red Bull. I think that's Decelerate. Yeah, he's pointing the wrong way. Just before Larascas and the race leaders go through. Oh, and he's just done a flick turn and broken his front wing.
And safety car.
Oh, that's brought out a full safety car. It's Band pit. Band pit. Quantum didn't. Quantum stayed out. Bandcamp has pit under the safety car. This is huge. Let's have a look at where
Quantum going to get past that safety car though?
Baitmate's gone past. Hero's gone past. Combat Rat is... he'll probably come in as well. But Bandcamp coming out of the pit lane now.
Quantum could have passed that safety car, but he didn't.
Has lost out. I don't think he would have been able to unless he managed to clear the safety car on the control line. So Bandcamp has gained massively from the safety car. So he will only have Baitmate and Hero in front of him. And look behind, Combat's pit, Wingman's pit. Mika will probably pit. Quantum Effect has lost massively from the safety car, and by not pitting, he's been left out to dry.
What's with Monaco and putting out safety cars at the final remaining laps?
So we got 12 laps remaining. The softs will last to the end. They'll be pretty sad at the very end, but this is how it's going to be. But yeah,
I believe safety car will be out for about 3 laps, 2 laps.
It'll be a couple of laps. Got to wait for the field to bunch up. But F's in the chat. Quantum Effect.
And
as
one of the Red Bulls.
A Red Bull has spun, and Williams has spun, and Haas is cutting the track, and I think that's Baitman and Hero getting involved there.
I think they had to avoid the Red Bull.
But yeah, F's in the chat for Quantum Effect there, who just missed the pit entrance with that safety car. It's really unfortunate for him. He had a really good race, good pace. Bully is picked a 5-second penalty for hitting Baitmate. Yeah, well done. Actually, I think Baitmate might have hit Bull. Actually, Baitmate hasn't picked up any damage from that, has he? No.
I don't even know you can hit someone on
Yeah, you don't ghost under a safety car.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Okay, so Baitmate has an 8-second penalty, so he's been hurt by the safety car as well.
Quantum has pitted. Is he going to get ahead of Combat though? That's the question.
22-second gap, probably not.
No, because he's going to get ahead.
Let's have a look on board.
No,
it's nearly a collision. Quantum Effect is not going to be able to do it. Will he get out in front of his teammate? And he does just get in front of his teammate as I'm spinning all over my screen in excitement. Okay, wipe that off. So, Quantum Effect has come out in front of his teammate, who did not pit for another set of softs.
This is interesting.
So, Baitmate leads the race with 9-lap-old hard tyres, but with a lot of penalties. Hero in P2 on 13-lap-old mediums, with Bandcamp third place on brand new soft tyres.
If I was here, I would have pitted. You don't want to be on the mediums at this point in the race.
It's going to be a tricky one because while softs are quicker, it is still very difficult to pass, and you have to be very patient, which Bandcamp is. So if anyone's going to be in this position, you'd want it to be banned. But well, let's just see how it plays out.
It's going to be interesting because there's a lot of lapped cars bunched up in this elite pack fight.
Absolutely.
Combat's like near the back of the train because of all the lapped cars in front of him.
Yeah, so you've got, I think Combat's got a couple of lapped cars. I think both the Red Bulls are just in front of him there.
I think all of them, all the way up until Bandits all lapped.
Teammate Psycho as well, yeah, it's just there and it's been lapped, and that's, I think, Ali's AI there. So we'll probably go around this bit, hopefully the last lap under the safety car, as we wait for the rest of the field to bunch up. And then we'll have a 10-lap dash to the end. And we'll see, can Bandcamp and Combat Rat and Quantum Effect capitalise on the safety car. So Bankmate has been forced to stay out on those hards. Quantum Effect didn't really lose out as much as I thought he would. He's still in P5, so he's still well within a good fight of getting a podium. But it really just depends on Bankmate and Hero. Can they hold on with this charge of the guys who've been able to pit under the safety car?
I remember I had the same situation last season. You just had to center at this point. I hope the other guy gives you space when you do it.
So while we're under safety car conditions, let's have a look at the penalties. Bankmate has 8 seconds, Lights has 6, Nut has 3, so does Psycho and Decelerate. Conrad on 6 and Bully on 17 seconds. Now the winners and losers so far this race, so Bankmate is up 4 positions, Hero and Bandcamp down 1, Combat up 7, Quantum and Wingman both done 2, Mika up 5, Saxa up 8, now in P8, Lights and Nuts in the same position they started, King J up 6, Psycho down 4, Zellerate in the same, but Ali down 7, Conrad up 3 though, Bully down 2 with Mr. Splicer and Skins, our biggest losers, who have DNF'd. And now the safety car is in this lap, so on board with Bankmate now, he's on his hard tyres, hopefully he's got those nice and warm, because he hasn't.
I don't believe he does.
Horrible.
Now let me look at his work. He does not have those warm. I'm looking at his MFP.
Wingman has just left the session as well, so it's unfortunate for him. He's in a good position, and now he's left. And here we go. Bankmate still weaving. He's going to wait to line. There he goes. He's away. And Hero's been able to stay with him. Bandcamp has had a monster restart. He's just a couple of tenths behind Hero, and Combat Rat is still 3.5 seconds back. He's, don't forget, behind a couple of lapped cars, but he has missed it. Look at that, how far back he is now. So Bandcamp under no pressure at all from behind. It's all eyes forward. And can Bandcamp get this win?
Hero's going to be pushing Bankmate so hard.
And that's the other thing, Bandcamp's got to be careful. He knows that Hero's going to be pressuring Bankmate to get past as well. He doesn't want to get caught up in a battle as Saxa and Wingman going side by side. Of course, that's the AI, so they can drive through them safely. Keeping on Bandcamp, he's got the gap to less than half a second. I think the Alfa Romeo there. I think King J just getting caught up there. Psycho having a bit of drama with him. Oh, Bandcamp had a little bit of drama there. Losing, dropping out of DRS.
So Wingman should be fine. He can't drop any lower than he is, because I think King J is lapped at the moment. Yes, he is.
A bit of a battle there as well between Decelerate and King J. Oh, and there's drama. The Red Bull has gone into the wall. The front wing goes flying. And now the McLaren of Wingman. I think that's Wingman trying to get through.
That's Quantum. Oh, he's in the wall again.
Red Bull in the wall again. That was a hard hit. Oh, it's ghosted, kind of. The cars go through him. And he's managed to avoid running anyone else's race.
Oh, he's missing. Oh god, he's missing most of his wing.
And now, race leaders bolted. There's 4.5 seconds now between Bandcamp and Combat, who's under a lot of pressure from Quantum Effect. He's going to make a move into the Noodle chicane. It's a little bit too far back. Oh, he's braking very, very late. Nearly ran into the back of the racing point. Oh, is that Combat hitting the wall there? Yeah, no. Okay, still got his end plate. It looked like he just brushed the wall, the exit in the swimming pool. Hero now has got a very good run on Baitmate into centre pivot, but he hasn't quite been able to do it. DRS is now enabled. Oh, he's got a mega run up the hill though. Oh, we've got a yellow flag in La Rascas.
Baitmate's out of EOS.
Hero nearly be able to get it done, and Bandcamp hot on his heels as well. Quantum Effect has been able to get past Combat Rat as well on top of the hill. And he's got about 4 seconds to catch up on the podium positions. Oh, Hero so close to the back of Baymate. He's pushing him around the hairpin. There's a few little battles happening around the field. We've got Bully getting past Ali. Turn 5. This is the battle. Decide the race winner. So we've got about 7 laps to go after this one. Batemate still holding on from Hero, but he does have penalties. This is a battle between Bandcamp and Hero for the race win.
Be all down to who can get a better exit on the main straight.
Absolutely. Bandcamp with those fresh soft tyres will have the better grip, but the longer he stays behind these cars, the quicker those tyres will wear. He needs to keep the pressure on Hero and hope he'll make a mistake.
Oh, Hero's in
the
the
Haas
wall.
has hit the wall. I don't see is there any damage. I don't think so. He's got both his end plates, but could be lime green damage there. Bandcamp will have seen that though and know that that's the pressure that you get with the dragon breathing down your neck.
Oh, he's almost sent
He
it.
had a good look there, yep.
Oh, Quantum's about to join as well. Oh, this is great.
Quantum has been able to catch up. They're getting held up so much behind Batemate that Quantum's been able to join this battle for the lead. Batemate, though, is going to be losing so many positions from this battle. Does have quite a few penalties, 8 seconds all up. He may appeal that 5-second penalty, though, if he believes that was unfairly given, but he'll still end up at about P4 after this, even with that 5 seconds removed. Moving further back, we've got quite a good battle as well. The P6, a nice train from P6 down to P9, so we'll have to keep an eye on that battle as well, but this is the big battle for the lead. Really struggling to find a spot to get past Hero. That DRS is really helping him stay in front of the Renault.
And Hard's tyres starting to turn on a bit now.
Oh, Banker getting very loose in the rear, the exit of Casino. And now he's going to start feeling the pressure from the McLaren behind. So picks up a 5-second penalty for speeding into the pit lane. Bandcamp dropped off about 6 tenths now, and just a couple of tenths in front of Quantum Effect.
So it does it like just has hit the wall last lap again as well. I think Dan's got a better exit than Hero. Oh, he's trying to down the inside.
He's got it. He's got the move done. Bandcamp is up to P2, but is Hero going to come back at him? Let's have a look.
No.
Bandcamp positions the car in the middle of the track and defends well. Quantum Effect having a look. Oh, he's got around the outside now. He's going to go into the hairpin. Bandcamp's got the inside though and is able to make it stick. And now the McLaren's having a good look at the Haas as well.
Now Baymate, I don't think he can make that 3-second gap. Now Band's
not with Band softs. So Bandcamp is the effective leader of the race. He will want to win it on track though. He's not one to enjoy a win under penalties, so he'll be pushing pretty hard to get past the Williams as well.
I just hear someone hit the wall. One of the Ferraris hit the wall. Bully coming out of pits, I think, hit the wall. And Mika's made a gap between him and Sarah. Oh, well, it was a 1-second gap.
So Bandcamp just about within DRS range of Batemate. Here we go. So he'll be pushing pretty hard to get that race win on merit. Meanwhile, Hero having to be very defensive against McLaren of Quantum Effect. And Bandcamp's pulled out of DRS range of Hero now, so I think safe to say P2 pretty solidly belonging to the Renault driver. Jumping a bit further back, Psycho King J. Trading positions. And Wingman coming into the pits. Is he still under that AI or is that legit? That's fine. Hero picked up a 3-second penalty now, so that's made his job even harder. Now Quantum Effect looking like he might get a podium now.
Well, second place.
So 3 laps to go now.
Oh, Quantum's just outside of... Quantum's just out. Wait. Oh, Batemate's out.
Retired. Batemate has retired. He's crashed at Casino. And there he is.
That's gone too fast. He's just gone way too fast.
And Bandcamp is in the lead of the race, followed by Hero, Quantum Effect, and Combat Rat. He's got a yellow flag in sectors 1 and 2, but no safety car or virtual safety car. We've only got a couple of laps left, so I'd be very surprised if we see anything. As Batemate, yeah, unfortunately, even with the penalties, he was still on for a very good result. And now Bandcamp is in the lead of this race.
That's just Batemate going a bit too quick for those hard tires.
Shout out the Dragon in chat. He's got 2 laps to go. The Renault driver in the lead. And
he's got Hero over the back of him now.
Oh, he does, but Hero does have a 3-second penalty, so he's got to get past Bandcamp and pull out 3-second lead to actually be able to hold on to position. Two laps to go. The Dragon is back, says Big Al. Well, let's not get too ahead of ourselves. He's still got to bring it home. He's under a lot of pressure from Hero and Quantum Effect. And now, because of Batemate's DNF, Psycho is now into the top 10. Here's a view from our race leader. You can see his Jack Brabham tribute helmet. As he comes down into swimming pool now. Here he is, followed by Hero and Quantum Effect. There we go, starting the final lap. We've got King J has just retired. I think he's crashed. There he is on the inside. Oh, yeah. There he is on the left-hand side. Yeah, he's had a big moment on the exit.
13 lap sauce would do it though.
Yeah, absolutely. Just one small mistake and that's it, game over. Bandcamp getting pushed through tight and twisty sector.
Hero's G
So
pushing
much
him.
pressure. We've got a battle between Saxa and Lights a little bit further behind. Sax has been able to move up to P6 now. Well done to him. Back up to our race leader who's under quite a bit of pressure. Oh, is it a Ferrari who's gone around at
a bully, I think.
Chicane, yep. Manco comes through the swimming pool and into Larascas. Final corner for the Renault driver. We're about to see Bandcamp back onto the top step of the podium. Yes, we are. The band is back together and he takes the race victory ahead of Quantum Effect of McLaren and Hero in the Haas. Combat Rat comes across the line in P4. A great result there from the Racing Point driver. Mika as well brings it home in P5. So great result there for Haas. And Saxa comes across the line in P6 for Ferrari with Nut. 7th for Mercedes. And Lights P8 for AlphaTauri. We've also got Wingman still in it in P9. A little bit further coming through the tunnel section now. But congratulations to Bandcamp. It's been a long time between drinks for him, and it's great to see him back up on the top step. And a great race from Quantum Effect and Hero. Big shout out to Hero as well for never giving up. He had that wing damage after he'd come out of the pits early on in the race. And he stuck with it, and he still managed to get a podium, so very well done to him. As we just wait for Wingman to come across the line to finalise P9. And there he goes, P9. I think we're just waiting for the Accelerate as well, who's just about to come across the line. And that is it for our 2-2 race. So, pretty exciting race. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll just quickly run through the finishing results and who got our fastest lap as well. Driver of the day goes to Saxa. Pretty solid result from him. Thanks for the follow, Josh A. And there he is, Captain Clean himself. Gets his little track trophy of Monaco. Wonder if Cyril will be getting a tattoo now that Ben's got a win for Renault finally. Alright, so Bandcamp getting our race victory there. Quantum Effect second, Hero third, followed by Combat, Mika, Saxa, Nut, Lights, Wingman, Psycho. Outside the top 10, we've got Harley, Conrad, Decelerate, Bully, King J, Baitmate, Mr. Spicer, DNFing there, but does pick up the fastest lap of the race, and Skins also DNFing there. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us for our Tier 2 race. Thank you to Apollo Pepsi for joining me in the commentary for Tier 2. Thank you to Bandcamp for joining me in Tier 1. We'll be back on Thursday night for some iRacing as well. We'll be on Friday night. We've got the Classic Cars racing again for the next few weeks, so join us for that on Friday night. And next Sunday, we'll be back for another Tier 1 and Tier 2 race. We will be doing, let me see on the calendar, the Netherlands.
Zandvoort.
Yeah, we'll be at Zandvoort next Sunday night, so make sure you tune into that before the real-life Monaco Grand Prix. And thank you all. It'll be a good one. Okay, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. I've been Gus Rules. Hope you enjoyed your night, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
That's the wrong button.